everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Turbo Daily, every day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. time on the dollar. We do the show every day because we gotta know what's happening with Turbo, we gotta know what's happening UMA, OP, XRP, you know, all of the Milan coins. We gotta know that. Also Bitcoin, we gotta know what's happening with Bitcoin. And guys, I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit disappointed in the moons right now, and you know, the big question is like, what's happening? Where are the moons? Why are we not pumping? What's the deal up here? This is inverted chart of Bitcoin, and as you can see up here, we are having expanding musical instrument towards the downside. It should break towards the upside eventually, right? But you know, there is still hope because we have 10-20 moving average right now supporting us or resisting us. So we're gonna see how this actually plays out. How's everybody in the chat doing? Sorry to keep you waiting, but you know, that's life. Mladen Petrov, Maimun, Mladen here, 0 likes. Good morning. Coffee is ready, and so is TLA. Dr. Karlov, how you doing, man? I need to see first TV. Gears, and the weekly bearish divergence he said wasn't there a few weeks ago plays out. Good morning, the green is gobbling. How you doing, man? Alt's dropping, yeah, alt's dropping. How do we short this intro? Yeah, I wonder how do we short intro, but you know, we've been doing like 10 minutes intro like for the last, you know, couple of years. So I don't know if that's gonna change anytime soon. Bears are dancing, good sign. Maybe. Good morning all. Hamdi, how you doing, man? So, what's happening with the chart? Is Bitcoin gonna go up? Is Bitcoin gonna go down? Yesterday we said that, you know, worst case scenario, you know, what is the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario actually happened on the chart. Yeah, after we, you know, had a big wick towards downside, we pumped up to 20 moving average. We tried to break that, we got rejected, bearish engulfing candle. We still managed to close above the support. We got rejected by the 10 moving average, and right now we are still continuing towards the downside. Now the worst case scenario for today is of course closing below the support line over here on the downside. That would be the worst case scenario, but we already kind of are in the worst case scenario because this is a bearish engulfing candle back below the moving averages up here. The only thing right now holding us is still the support, so people are still having some kind of hope that this is for whatever reason gonna, you know, reverse and continue going towards the upside here again. So we're gonna see that a little bit. Let me just see up here because I haven't checked this you know, the variances over here. No, there are no divergences on the chart up here right now, and we are still falling down, but we are going faster and faster towards the downside over here. So the big question is, are we gonna drop down or not? Now let's inverse the chart a little bit up here, and what you're gonna see here, I mean, the chart has played out actually, you know, very nicely so far, right? We had a big move towards the upside up here. We broke the trend, we retested that, we went sideways, and we pulled back, right? And then on this pullback we started creating this expanding musical instrument. Now this expanding musical instrument right now looks like it wants to break towards the upside. I still have hope because we are not below the 10 and 20 moving average. You can see up here 10-20 moving average are still holding us, you know, very nicely on the weekly time frame. And I still have hope that, you know, this is for whatever reason gonna go towards downside down here, something like, you know, over here. What is it? 46k all the way down there. Is that possible? I mean, technically it is possible, but you know, is that gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? Are we gonna do that move? Depends. So we are still looking at this line over here. We're still looking at this line over here, and if this line starts getting broken, then I'm out of the hopium. I'm out of the hopium, and we gotta be looking for some kind of pullback up here towards the upside. And you know what's gonna happen next. What's gonna happen next? But it does look a little bit bad. Gotta tell you that, guys. You know, the moves are not playing the way we want it to play. It does look a little bit bad. So whether this is gonna be the case or not, we do not know. I'm trying to keep the hopium, you know, up, and copium, hopium, cult, whatever you want to call it, but it does look a little bit bad. Let's turn the chart around and pop the moving averages up here. But we are still on this 10-20 moving average, right? So we haven't still broken the 10-20 moving average. Yes, we are pulling back, and the daily looks bad, but the weekly doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, we still, you know, held it at 10 moving average. We tapped the 20 moving average. We're still not below the support up here, below 28.5. So, you know, it's all good. We are even above the 10 moving average at 28.9. So, you know, are we gonna really drop down or not? That kind of depends. That kind of depends. Also, the weekly time frame up here, sorry, not the monthly time frame up here. There is a 10 moving average. There is a 20 moving average. Sorry, there is 10 moving and 20 moving average over here. We are still above those levels up here. Yes, we are pulling back, and over here you'll see the line, this line over here, that we actually managed to break the support down here. Actually, technically we didn't. This is on BYBIT, sorry, this is on BYBIT. On BYBIT we actually managed to hold the support, and we are right now just going back below the support, but on this is on BYBIT chart. This is on BYBIT chart. So if you go to Binance chart and you zoom really nicely in, you'll see here that I just removed so I can show you quickly up here, that we did break the support level up here just by, you know, a little bit up here. The support is broken, and the support is broken on everything else as well beside the BYBIT chart. Is it broken up here as well? No, here we came actually on the dollar. No, over here actually we actually managed to stay above it. This is on Qcoin chart. Bitfinex chart, I think it's broken. No, it's actually not broken. Okay, so only on Binance chart the support, the monthly support is broken, but every other chart looks like it's not broken. So, you know, depends whether we actually broke the monthly or not. Did we hold the support? Because this support level up here on the monthly time frame was important. We'll just go a little bit back in time so we can get our lines back. There we go. So the monthly time frame up here, you know, it's interesting. But I'm a little bit unsure whether we broke it or not. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The moons are not yet working as they should be working, and we are on 10-20 moving average. So the big question is up here. Of course, we came up back up to this top up here. You can see up to all of these wicks up here that was holding us, you know, from breaking the 30k levels towards the upside up here. And right now we are pulling back. So are we gonna do this move up here and then break the resistance level and go towards the upside? It kind of depends. It kind of depends. This is increasing the speed towards the upside. We can go to the 10 moving average up here. Sorry, so the daily time frame, and you'll see up here that this is increasing the speed towards the upside up here. Over here it is bouncing very nicely. So, you know, is this move up here to 20, some kind of 27, you know, possible up here, even, you know, breaking that towards upside, creating some kind of parabolic move up here? It seems to be going faster and faster up here towards the upside. The fact that we had a bullish engulfing candle up here above the resistance levels up here, not actually above this resistance level, but everything else, and the bullish engulfing candle above the 10 and 20 moving average, it is kind of bad. It is kind of bad. So I'm very disappointed in the moons, unfortunately. Where did the beard go? I'm very disappointed in the moons, unfortunately. So you know, we gotta see what's gonna happen next. There has also been a lot of talk that S&P is topping out. If you look at S&P 500, you can see up here that S&P 500 is actually pulling back. It came to some kind of resistance level up here, both in this channel up here, big channel, and this channel over here. So is this pulling back towards downside? That kind of again, it hasn't broken the weekly trend yet. I mean, it's still in the trend up here. It still haven't broken. It still can, you know, do these moves and then continue towards the upside. If you go to the daily time frame, we had this, you know, gap over here at the top, but, you know, we had previously, you know, these kind of gaps. You know, this was double top. We had a gap, came down to 20 moving average, and then, you know, bounced off of that. Right now we are breaking towards 20 moving average up here. I'm still a little bit unsure whether this is some kind of top or not. It does look like, you know, we are breaking this towards downside on S&P 500. And everything is pulling back a little bit right now, but, you know, that has been happening before as well. This is some kind of double top where we went and then we just bounced. Right now we are having this top up here, you know, but the trend is not broken. The trend is not broken. So I'm a little bit unsure whether the S&P 500 and stock market are actually done or not. The falling wedge that we had on the chart, let me just remove a couple of lines up here so this is nice and easy to see. So here's the thing about this falling wedge. So we have this falling wedge over here on the chart, and we came to the bottom, we bounced off of that, and right now we are going into that falling wedge. Here's the thing about falling wedges, and there is hopium up here again that we are gonna, you know, bounce off of these levels down here at 28.5 again. to some kind of double bottom down here and then go towards the upside. Now the reason for that is oftentimes you'll see some kind of you know, rising wedge or a falling wedge. You will see price going up you know, in one direction and then going out, fake out, and then try to get in. But when it tries to, you know, do the retest up here, it doesn't stop up here. It goes all the way to the next level, to the support resistance level, and then tries to break the resistance level, because the point of a spring is trying to break the support, because over here there is a support level. You bounce, you bounce, you bounce, you bounce, and then you fail to break the support level. So what you do a spring towards upside, gather enough forces, and then try to break that move towards downside. So if this move goes towards downside all the way down here to 28.5 and fails to break it on 28.5 towards downside and actually bounces back outside of the wedge, this is actually a spring failure, right? So you got this spring, and the spring needs to, you know, try to break the resistance up here, because this is the whole point of a spring. That's to break the resistance. If the resistance fails to be broken, then we go towards upside, and you know, the move is towards upside, right? After that. But right now, I think since we are not actually getting any kind of bounce up here, I think we are gonna go again all the way down to 28.5, and then at 28.5 we're gonna, you know, retest this support level. And if this support level holds and it gets us back outside of wedge, this is pretty much over. This goes towards upside. On the other hand, if, you know, the support down here at 28.5 fails, we are you know, we are below the support levels. And once we are below the support levels, this is pretty much, you know, dead and goes towards the other side, right? So this is how the you know, wedges and springs work. And this doesn't matter whether this is a channel or not. You'll oftentimes have some kind of channel, you have some kind of spring towards downside or spring towards upside, and then, you know, it will either try to retest over here and you know, see if that holds. If that doesn't hold, it goes all the way up to the resistance level. If the resistance level holds, it gets back below the support level and then goes towards downside, below the support, and then drops, right? But if the resistance level fails and goes towards the other side, then the spring is success, and the price can actually continue to you know, wherever it wanted to go. So this is just a common way how these springs do tend to work. Now there are two levels, of course, on this falling wedge. This is the first level, this is the second level. This over here, we hoped that this might actually bounce us towards upside because we had the moons. Unfortunately, the moons are not, you know, playing out in our favor so far. So we are right now looking back at 28.5 level. This move towards downside up here. Will this move towards downside actually pump us again towards the upside? There is on the weekly time frame, of course, 20 moving average down here, 28.5 level, that's the 28.5 level, the 20 moving average. So if you go towards downside, we still got 200 moving average. There is always some kind of support level below us, but it could be very bad if we do fail this move right now, below 28.5, because 28.5, then you are below the, you know, falling wedge, and once you are below the falling wedge, then you are, you know, pretty much over. So we're gonna see that. Totally still our sun streaming can be crypto analysis without looking like a hobo. Sorry guys, I mean, that's life, you know. Gort is bullish. Yeah, Gort is bullish, let's pump. A double bottom on the hour could save us. So yeah, on the small time frames, it does look a little bit tricky, because over here we had some kind of doji candle, we fell back towards downside. We are creating this, you know, double, yeah, it might be some kind of double bottom, but it's curving too much. It's not like, you know, there is different kinds of kind of bottoms. There is this kind of bottom, you know, this kind of double bottom, and then you have this kind of double bottom, right? These middle parts up here tells you something about the price. This is a very bearish price structure. This is very, you know, bullish price structure, because, you know, bounces fast towards upside and pulls back, and then it bounces again towards upside. But this up here shows weakness, and, you know, depends. Like over here on the daily, on hourly time frame, something like around 29k level. If these levels down here fail, right now we fail to bounce again. We failed to bounce over here. I'm thinking we can still go again all the way down to 28.5. I would not like to lose 28.5 on the weekly time frame, because then we are below the 10-20 moving average. Everything plays out bad. We are below the falling wedge and stuff like that, right? Unfortunately, the moons are not in our favor right now for whatever reason. I don't know. Sorry, this is let's go daily time frame. Moon phases up here. As you can see here, we have the, you know, we have the super moon kicking in. Bounce us towards the upside. Right now, pulling again towards the upside. Is this just gonna go do something like this? We do not know. What we do know is that from the moon to the moon, if there is a bullish moon up here, now this was also, you know, full moon up here, but it did push us towards downside. This new moon pushed us a lot towards downside. Right now we have the full moon, so, you know, the big question is whether the start of the full moon up here is gonna be, you know, sideways towards upside or towards downside down here by the time the moon is finished. And we got like 2 weeks or something like that to play this out, but I don't know. There is a little bit, you know, weakness in the price, and I'm not seeing the, you know, kind of, you know, momentum that I would like to see be seeing if we are supposed to be pumping. So that's, I'm bullish because DXY is near the top, but I do not believe. Yeah, so people are bullish because DXY is near the top. Now the problem with DXY. The problem with DXY is that we don't believe in DXY, because remember what happened last time. We said that, you know, DXY needs to pump and Bitcoin, sorry, DXY needs to dump. There was a big dump on DXY, but Bitcoin dumped as well, right? So, you know, I stopped believing in the DXY and correlation between Bitcoin and DXY. So then that didn't play out well. But it is, you know, to coming to some kind of resistance level, you know, give or take up here. Maybe something like this up here. It had a big fast move towards upside over here. Also, you can, you know, so if you believe that DXY and Bitcoin are correlated, you know, you might think that, you know, this might continue towards the downside. Now, unfortunately, I'm not quite there yet, right? On the other hand, the other, you know, other hopium is that once the stock market starts going towards upside, Bitcoin is going to go towards upside, and the reason for that is because a lot of money, you know, are going to go from you know, stock market into Bitcoin over here, and Bitcoin pumps towards upside. But this is all, you know, hopium. This is there is nothing that tells us that this is the case. I mean, it's some kind of theory, but there is nothing that tells us that's the case. So what's gonna happen next, guys? Unfortunately, I'm a little bit, I won't say I'm on sidelines, but, you know, I think I have a little bit too much hopium that's gonna bounce, and I don't like living on the hopium. So when I see, you know, stuff that should bounce and it doesn't bounce, it tells me that something is wrong. So something looks wrong with the chart. And we are still not below the support levels over here. So we are still not having dump, but this is definitely being pushed back. You see this big move to, you know, big bullish candle towards upside, bearish or right back below that. Then we went a little bit down up here, big drop down here. Again, bullish move up here, bearish down here. So the price is still being pushed down. And to go down all the way down to this level up here, 27.5, are we gonna do that? It is even curving towards downside. So at one point or another, this you know, this trend over here needs to be broken towards upside. This level over here needs to be broken towards upside. I've been looking at several ways how this can actually be. Maybe something like this over here. Maybe this is some kind of channel. So, you know, and these channels up here tend to, you know, break towards upside, but it's just not doing it just yet. Over here is, you know, 28 levels or something like that towards downside. I'm right now holding this midline over here, maybe. You know, there is all kind of hopium, but, you know, we need to see some kind of breakthrough. We need to see some kind of movement. We need to see something without actually getting rejected immediately. Like 2 days ago over here, when we had this big candle towards upside getting above the resistance level, we said, like, yeah, we are above the resistance level, but we are not yet above you know, this resistance level up here. So, you know, we need to see something that's gonna break this structure up here. So this structure is still going towards downside. If you pop the moving averages on over here, you'll see that this and if you go a little bit higher time frames up here, for example, where is the weekly time frame? No, where is the daily? Yeah, so you'll see that we are getting pushed towards downside by the moving averages. So we're trying to break, but we failed that. We're getting pushed down, right? So until we are above the moving averages and above some kind of resistance level up here, above, you know, these levels over here towards upside, we cannot become that much bullish. Unfortunately, bears are in control the way I see it, because, you know, how else would we have this, you know, bearish engulfing candle towards downside over here? But I'm not so bearish that to say this is any kind of top just yet, right? It could be the top. I could be wrong. And you know, that's gonna only be the case when we break towards the downside over here, but we are not quite there yet. So that's mostly what I want to talk about in today's Bitcoin Daily. You know, I'm disappointed, and there is that. Ethereum is breaking towards downside over here. So you can see up here 10-20 moving average up here. Ethereum came to this 10-20 moving average and said it is pulling down. And I've seen other altcoin, a lot of other altcoins also hitting some kind of, you know, some kind of bearish levels right now, and they are pulling back. But you know, they're still not below this line, you know, bigger weekly trend line towards upside. So this bigger weekly trend line for Ethereum over here, and it's still not below that over here just yet. The same as Bitcoin up here. It's not it's not below the line. Where is the line? I removed the line, right? It's still not yet below the line over here towards the downside. So you know, that's give us some kind of hopium, but you know, we need to see some kind of movement. Was there some Ethereum platform hack? I don't know. We need to see some kind of movement. We need to see some kind of movement, and we are right now not seeing that movement. And I'm trying to figure out if there is anything, you know, if there is anything bullish on the chart, if there is anything that looks even remotely that this is for whatever reason gonna break towards the other side and start going in our direction. But you know, I'm having a hard time finding that. Beside the moons, so over here, if you look at the chart, of course, we have this falling wedge. The falling wedge is okay, but it can also be the channel down here. It really doesn't matter. It is going towards downside. It is going towards downside. It should get some kind of pump eventually, but when is that's gonna happen? It kind of depends. But beside the moons, there is not that much that's telling us that you know, for whatever reason, that we should pump like really hard. I'm convinced that you know, we should go towards upside, but there are not very strong indications of that right now. And the falling wedge did play out. The falling wedge did play out. We came down to the bottom. We bounced towards upside. You know, the playbook was right. Over here we had a huge amount of, you know, hopium, and it worked well, because you know, this was the key. You know, we said that, you know, down here we can get some kind of bounce. We got the bounce. We got out of the wedge. Now unfortunately, this next candle up here is, you know, messing us totally up. So unless today we manage to get right back up here again, or we go and retest this level on the downside and then go outside of that again, I'm a little bit bearish. Especially I'm gonna become very bearish if we break the 28.5, because if you break that, we're breaking the support level down here towards the downside, which is not actually good. So I don't know what's gonna happen, guys. Can you believe that? I don't know what's gonna happen. We got the moons. Unfortunately, they're not working. We got a falling wedge. It's failing. We got the strong support levels that are not, you know, bouncing us. So technically, we should be on the bearish side. We have numbers coming out, and tomorrow, so we probably dump into the weekend. I don't know what kind of. There is always some kind of numbers coming out. Always some kind of numbers coming out. Cheers, the up TLA. Short some altcoins. It's pretty lucrative right now. Wait for war in Ukraine to end, then foreign aid will come to rebuild, which will be divided and stolen by every single party involved in. Yeah, maybe that's the case. We need, you know, we need to send more money to Ukraine so we can pump the Bitcoin. The moon pulled a yeet. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the moon. Unfortunately, it is not playing the way it should be playing. Mother Nature is always a mystery. There you go. So I'm gonna look a little bit more in chart, but you know, I'm losing a little bit hope in the moons, unfortunately. Maybe even something like this up here. Really doesn't matter. This is even better up here, something like this. But I'm looking for a bounce. I'm looking for anything that can tell us that this down movement over here is done. And this was actually a good move towards upside, where it could tell us that, you know, okay, maybe we can start breaking towards upside, but you know, we failed that. So we failed the move towards upside up here and right back down over here. We are doing the second failure over here. But you know, how many failures can we actually have? And these are actually very bullish moves, guys. These are actually very bullish moves. Because if we had any kind of, you know, big dump, I don't think we will be getting these retests all over the place. The fact that we are getting a retest, I think that's actually very good. There is a very nice line up here at the top up here. This might be a channel, something like this up here on the downside. I'm gonna go back down to that level and then bounce. We don't know. We don't know. Moons are not always on the button. You said so yourself. Give it a few days. Yeah, they are not always on the dollar. The moons are, you know, technically not always on the dollar. So, you know, let's give it a few days, see how it plays out. But I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna be really, really disappointed if the moons do not play in our favor this time. Because, you know, these are the big moons. These are the super moons. I've seen even Norwegian paper talking about these moons, and yet we are not pumping. So, we got 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks we have not pumped, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed in moons. Okay guys, I don't have much to tell you guys. It was just a quickie right now to tell you that, you know, I'm losing a little bit hopium up here. It might be actually good, you know me. When I lose hope, we pump. When I'm too bullish, we dump. So, you know, I'm kind of losing hope. So, you know, other people might be losing hope. That means that they might be selling. There was actually a lot of volume happening on the chart up here. You can see up here volume. Volume is actually getting big. So over here, you know, it depends on how you draw the volume. Maybe it's still going, volume is still going down, but you know, it looks like it might be broken. But there is definitely a lot of volume being, you know, on this this bottom over here. Once we started going down, up, and right now continuing towards downside, there, you know, the volume did increase. The volume did increase big time up here. You can see up here, the volume increased on this movement right now. But yeah, you know, it depends what's gonna happen. First thing first, right now on the hourly time frame, this bottom down here, is this bottom gonna hold like a double bottom and then bounces towards the upside? There is a trend over here that might actually, this over here is, you know, short term, this might actually be bullish. So there is this line up here. You can see that we came like a waterfall down, then we did this, you know, move up here. This is support level. Are we gonna bounce above the resistance level and have some kind of bounce? Because if we start failing the support level, I think we are gonna see 28.5. If we do that, I think we're gonna see 28.5. The price looks weak. There is a lot of shorting. There is a lot of shorting, and I'm hoping for some kind of, you know, spring towards upside, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Unfortunately, it's not happening. And when it comes to the charts, you always want to see some kind of breakage, some kind of movement, some kind of bullishness on the chart. Unfortunately, the only thing we see on the chart right now is, you know, failure to go towards upside, failure to go towards upside, failure to go towards upside. These are big failures to go towards upside, and we are still being pushed down. So I think bears are definitely in control and managing to push the price, you know, back below the support levels. So they are pushing it as long as they can. But if it fails to break 28.5, it might just be that bulls come in and actually, you know, manage to push the price up. Because if this channel breaks towards the upside, all of these, you know, people shorting, they're going to be closing their short position, and price just naturally goes towards upside. You got this short squeeze towards upside. So we'll see that. We'll see that. There is a lot of people shorting these levels up here at the top. A lot of people shorting these levels up here at the top. But it takes time to push it down. It takes time to push it down. We'll see, we'll see. Anyways, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope you you know, thanks for stopping by. And was there anything else I want to talk about? Not much. Yeah, you all heard about, you know, US bonds getting, or US getting degraded from AAA to AA plus or something like that, which we really don't care about. And Milano coins, where is Milano coins up here? Of course, Turbo is still playing, you know, by the plan. OP still pumping towards upside up here. Chili's is going a little bit down. UMA is going sideways up here. And XRP is still pulling back. There we go. We talked about Milano coin, so I expect Milano to actually hit the like button. It's not worth just as much as toilet paper. Not always on button. Yeah, the toilet paper. There is that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go and watch the charts, you know, cry myself to sleep or something like that. I don't know. But it does not look good, though. It does not look good. So I'm hoping that, you know, 28.5 can actually bounce us. But if you go for whatever reason below 28.5, you know, that might be either capitulation or that might be actually very, very bad for the price. We'll see that. Thank you for stopping by, guys. I'll see you around. Maybe some live stream later if you know, for whatever reason, do the unthinkable. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Bye bye, guys. Where's my outro?